So I can't remember which lecture it is, but in that lecture, the messenger kept saying, we the Muslims are gonna rule. We the Muslims will be put back on top. We the Muslims are the ones who gave you civilization. We the Muslims, we the Muslims, we the Muslims, we the Muslims. He wasn't talking about no Arabs. He wasn't talking about no Moroccans. He wasn't talking about no Moors who conquered Spain. He wasn't talking about no Egyptians. He was talking about him and his followers. That's why the fast is over. We just stopped fasting December 31st. But a great famine arose according to Joseph. And that Joseph in scripture prophetically is none other than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taking a letter alone. Joseph said, you got to store up food. See, a great famine is coming. So before that feast comes the famine. So we just fasted. I'm going direct to the messenger. How to Eat to Live, book number 2, chapter number 14, fasting, page 47. Can I get a little bit of water, please, brother? Yes, sir. We are taught, and all religions teach fasting. So that includes us too. Us who? His followers, the Muslims. When was How to Eat to Live? When were the articles written in How to Eat to Live, book 2? Some of you are going to go to the, what do you call that? Is it called the preface? What's that called before the table of contents? It says the copyright is 1972. How to Eat to Live was published in 1972. The messenger wrote this in 1972. Wrong. No, these articles were written in such newspapers as the Amsterdam News, the New York Herald Examiner, the Pittsburgh Courier. These were black-owned newspapers before there was a Muhammad Speaks, before there was even a final call to Islam. And there were 2 columns that Messenger Muhammad would submit. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. There were 2 columns or articles, types of articles that the messenger would submit to these black-owned newspapers. Now, who was the readership of these black-owned newspapers before Messenger Muhammad started writing in them? Were they Muslims? So if he says Muslims in that newspaper article, was he talking about Arabs in the East? Was he talking about Arabs in Morocco? Was he talking about Muslims in Egypt, Mauritania, Sudan, Abu Dhabi, Nigeria? Was he talking about Muslims there? Well, then who the hell are the Muslims? You've been so poisoned by the traitor skunk, Wallace D. Mohammed. And you think so little of Messenger Elijah Muhammad's teachings that you think when he says Muslims, he ain't talking about none of his people or himself. He's talking about them people way over there in the East. That's how weak your mind is. That Wallace bamboozled you, him and his international representative. Those newspapers that I'm mentioning were written and patronized by black audiences, lost found. Of course, 99.999% Christians. Wasn't no damn Muslims in America at that time. The only Muslims in America at that time, Noble Drew Ali's movement had all but vanished from the public scene in the 40s, 50s, and early 60s. Where the hell were y'all when we were getting fire hosed? Where the hell were y'all when the devil was attacking the nation's farmland? Where the hell were y'all when our people were getting lynched, burned, murdered? They even had white Jew boys going down to the South for freedom rides. You niggas were nowhere to be found. Or correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see no historical footage of no Moors saying nothing during the Civil Rights Movement. I don't see no Moors saying nothing in the South in the 50s and 60s and 70s. I don't see you saying nothing. So Messenger Elijah Muhammad was writing these articles. Who was the intended audience of these articles? And these articles in Hadith to Live were the articles he wrote in these newspapers in a column, two of them. He had Hadith to Live, and he also had Mr. Muhammad Speaks. Right. Sometimes both columns would appear. Depending on the paper, only one of the columns may appear. But he had Hadith to Live as a column, and these were articles that he wrote. Who was the audience of these articles? His followers? Think, why the hell would the Messenger write in a newspaper geared towards lost founds to tell his followers, the Muslims, how to eat to live and give them instructions? Why would he have to write to them in a paper when they meeting 7 times a week in Muhammad's Temple of Islam? Think! They already had a chain of command giving instructions to the believers. Ministers going to the messenger twice a month, and that filtered down to the particular classes. Again, we go back to what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe, the Muslim program. In those 3 phrases, who are the Muslims? The messenger's followers, dummy. Who are the Muslims, Brother Gerard?
The messenger's followers.
Who are the Muslims, Brother Minister Muhammad?
The messenger's followers.
Are they the Egyptians?
No.
Are they the Arabs?
No.
They must be the Moroccans.
Not even them.
Must be the Mauritanians.
No.
It's got to be the Sudanese.
All right.
So when the messenger says the Muslims in the Muslim program and what the Muslims want and believe, then the Muslims are his followers. So he's writing in a lost found paper to his Muslim followers, right? He's not writing to his followers. He's writing to the lost found. Go pick up your book again. I know it's been about 30 years since you read it, if you ever read it. And if you read it once. Because the fast is over. Now the feast begins. We're taught in all religion, and this is page 47, 47, How to Eat to Live, book 2. All religions teach fasting, so that includes us too. Us who? The Muslims. Of course, as long as we are in the presence of God, we do not have to fast. What? But we're not always in his presence. In the hereafter, when all people receive rewards of goodness, who see the hereafter, there will be no fasting. We, the righteous, must fast as long as we are present among the unrighteous. We got to fast forever, brother. We got to fast for 10,000 years. I'm going Minister Eric Muhammad on you. We got to fast for the next cycle of history, 24,896 years. We must fast as long as we are present among the unrighteous. Later on the next page, it says, we here. We who? as a parenthetical insert for you dumb jackasses. Right there to tell you we who. We here. We who? Elijah Muhammad and his followers. Who that? Who that is? The Muslims. I prescribe for you the month of December to fast in, instead of the regular month that travels through the year. See, he called it regular. That means we got to go back to the regular month. No, the month of Ramadan comes very regularly. Comes every 28 and a half to 29 days, depending on the waning and waxing of the moon, like clockwork. The Gregorian calendar ain't like clockwork. Some months got 28 days, some months got 30 days, some months got 31 days. Those months don't come regular. But the lunar calendar is regular, if you're able to take it. Called Ramadan by the Muslims. The month they say Muhammad received the Holy Quran. He prescribed, it says, I'm not going to read all the next paragraph, but because of the unknown birth of Jesus, unknown to anybody except for Mary and Joseph, that we once worshiped this month as that birth month, even though Allah taught Messenger Muhammad that he wasn't born in December. He was born the first or second week in September. The man who was born in December is one of the most evil, wicked men that ever lived, Nimrod, who broke the civilization of Musa by 300 years, teaching the people to go against Musa's signs and laws. Nimrod's the one who told them to set up a tree. Nimrod's the one who told them to set up Easter to worship. Easter, Esther, his mama was Esther. And that's where the Trinity doctrine was supported, about the Son and the Father being one, because Nimrod, his mama was his mama, but his mama was his woman too. So in Nimrod, the Son and the Father were one. And they still do that today, Brother Gerard. Joseph and Mary didn't tell when Jesus was going to be born because they were scared they were going to be killed by the Roman and Jewish authority of that time for adultery or fornication. But Messenger Muhammad writes they were not to be killed, for they were a sign of the black man in America, according to the Holy Quran. The spiritual, and they're a sign of the last messenger. The spiritual birth of the last messenger was not to be revealed, the exact timing of it. Otherwise, the ruling powers of this world would have worked harder and known how to stop that birth. So Joseph and Mary were a sign of the spiritual birth of the nation here in the wilderness of North America, specifically with the birth of the last messenger, his spiritual birth. So no man knows the day Jesus was born, but they, Mary and Joseph and Mary themselves. This is a sign right here. No man of the evil world was to know when the spiritual birth of Muhammad was to take place. Most surely they do not know. So do not fast as the other religious people fast. So do not fast as the other religious people fast. Are the Muslims in the East other religious people? Do those Muslims in the East fast? Do they have a fast? Yes. Are they religious people? Yes. Messenger Muhammad says, do not fast as the other religious people fast. They have different objects and ways in which they fast, which are against the meaningful fasts that we take. We who? Elijah Muhammad and his followers. Who are Elijah Muhammad and his followers? The Muslims, dummy. I set this up for you and me to try to drive out of you the old slave master's worship of a false birthday, December 25th of Jesus. Later on to page 50. Because of the Jews' hot persecution against the birth of Jesus, the exact day of his birth was kept a secret. So, to break my people from the worship of a false birthday of Jesus, we who? Elijah Muhammad and his followers, the Muslims. We turned to abstaining from eating in the daylight hours during the month of December. This is in no way a fast. When we abstain from food for so short a time in the early morning until after sundown and darkness begins to appear, we cannot call this a fast. I ain't making nothing up. I'm reading to you, showing you where I got. Now I can stand here and just say it. I know what he wrote. Yes, but you won't believe it. Even though it's right in front of your face. We cannot call this a fast, for we are eating the same way that we have always been eating. One meal in that day. What people is always been eating that way? Not the Lost Founds? The Lost Founds haven't been eating one meal a day? How about the Muslims in the East? Have they been eating one meal a day? We can't call this a fast. This is the way we have always been eating. We who? Elijah Muhammad and his followers. The Muslims.
Go ahead.
It is no fast to me and my followers to eat a meal after Sunday. We cannot call it a fast. Again, who is Elijah Muhammad and his followers? The Muslims. In the case of the Orthodox Muslims, he made a distinction.
Yes, sir.
You got Elijah Muhammad and his followers, the Muslims. Now in the next paragraph, two down, he says, in the case of the Orthodox Muslims. That's a distinction.
Yes, sir.
I guess you niggas missed the part in English with basic subject-verb agreement. I guess you're so stupid you can't see the difference between Elijah Muhammad and his followers, the Muslims, and the Orthodox Muslims.
Come on.
Because Wallace D. Muhammad and his international representative told you that the reason we fast in December is because the days are shorter. I will take $10,000 out of my brother Gerard's vest pocket.
Go ahead.
For any man, any of you student ministers that I'm challenging to show me where Messenger Muhammad said the reason we fast in December is because the days are shorter. $10,000 out of my brother Gerard's vest pocket. And he got it too. He big pimping, y'all, for real.
Praise be to Allah.
In the case of the Orthodox Muslims, worship Ramadan by night, eating until after sunset and darkness approaches. They can eat all night long if they want to, until the next morning at dawn. They call this a fast. And they do. Back in the late 90s and the late 80s and early 90s, I hung around the Orthodox Muslims in Montgomery, Alabama, and I spent an entire Orthodox Ramadan with them. And that's exactly what they did. These weren't even Muslims from the East. These was niggers. These were former followers of the Messenger who went back into the grave and started worshiping a ghost again in Orthodox Islam. And that's what they did. They ate all, what's the last prayer called? Isha? Maghrib? Isha. They ate all the way from Isha at 9 o'clock at night, because in the summertime, that's when the sun set, all the way to Iftar, what they call breakfast in the morning. They was eating all night long. We stayed in the mosque. I saw with my own eyes. You can't tell me a damn thing. Supreme wisdom is superior to what Wallace D. Muhammad said were the wisest people. Do you realize that the Muslims in the East are celebrating Christmas, Easter, and Halloween over there in the holy lands of Islam now. Sound like they need to fast with us to eliminate themselves from false worship. No, if there's any joining on that needs to be done, they need to join on with us, not us with them. They over there worshiping Christmas. We done got out of Christmas.
Come on.
Yeah.
They say that they do this in the month of Ramadan because Ramadan is the month in which the Holy Quran was revealed to Muhammad. This is Messenger Muhammad said. But the way I understand it, it teaches us that Muhammad received the Holy Quran over a period of 23 years. Not in 1 month. Not in 1 month was my words. Here's the message's words. Muhammad did not receive the Holy Quran in the 1 night or in 1 day. And if he received the whole Quran in the month of Ramadan, why fast in that month? Prayer and fasting is asking Allah for something.
Right.
If you already have it, you don't keep praying for something and fasting for something that you already got. If we were, now back to Messenger Muhammad. If we were given what we want, the Holy Quran, in that month without fasting, I cannot understand why we should fast in the month of Ramadan. For the first revelation of the Holy Quran was already given in that month without fasting. 2 paragraphs down, Messenger Muhammad says, if you can convince me it is necessary to fast in the month of Ramadan because of Muhammad receiving the Holy Quran or the first revelation of the Holy Quran, then I will go along with it. If you can convince me. Who convinced the messenger that it was necessary to fast?
Nobody.
And when did the messenger fast and have his followers fast? The Muslims in the Arabic month of Ramadan. When did they fast in that month?
Never.
Not until the traitor Skunk Wallace and his international representative came along and told you to do it did we start fasting in that month. Messenger Muhammad never had his followers fast in that month. Why? We don't take the fast of other religious people. The object of their fast is different from ours. Our fast is meaningful. And their fast is against the object of our meaningful fast. But if you can convince him, he said he'd go along with it. And he never did. I challenge any of you, I'll take another $10,000 out of my brother Gerard's vest pocket. And I'll offer it up to anybody who can prove that Messenger Elijah Muhammad had his followers fasting in the 9th lunar month of the Arabic calendar. However, since you ain't convinced me, however, that's what however means, you ain't convinced me, so, however, since the Holy Quran was received over a period of years, I'm very much baffled. I'm very much what, Brother Gerard?
Baffled.
He's baffled.
Yes, sir.
The messenger's confused.
You.
He's perplexed.
Flabbergasted.
He's clutching his pearls.
Go ahead.
He don't understand what the hell you want him to fast for receiving the Holy Quran, and you already got it.
Yes, sir.
Don't make no damn sense. He's baffled. I'm very much baffled and trying to understand why we should fast in the month of Ramadan. We should be rejoicing. Next paragraph down, of course, this is the Arab way. Whose way is this?
The Arab way.
He didn't say it was the Muslims' way.
Right.
He didn't even say it was the Orthodox Muslim way.
Right.
He said it was the Arabs' way. Who were the Arabs at this time? This is the Arab, of course, this is the Arab way in their religious belief that they should fast. But I do say that it is not necessary to fast to get something that you have already received. See, I'm condemning you with the words of the messenger.
Go ahead.
You can fast all you want with them spook worshipers. Go right ahead, I'm not going to stop you. We already eat one meal a day. Some of us are eating every 3 days. That's why Minister Muhammad looked like he's 22 years old. The brother gonna be 63 years old.
Yeah.
Sue me. He gonna be 64 years old. I'm gonna be 63. I'm showing my age, forgetting stuff. He's 1 year older than me. He gonna be 64. You look like a little kid. So I don't have my followers fast because of the birth of a prophet. No, it's just to keep my followers from worshiping falsehood instead of truth. See, that's what the Orthodox Muslims in the East, they need to fast with us in December. Because now they're worshiping falsehood instead of truth. They're celebrating Christmas. They're celebrating Halloween. They're celebrating Easter in the Muslim countries. And you want us to fast with them? Get the hell out of here. They need to fast with us.
Yes, sir.
The messenger told the minister to find a way to unite with the Orthodox world. They need to find a damn way to unite with us. Yeah, the way to unite with the Muslim world, y'all need to come follow what Messenger Muhammad said with us.
Go ahead.
You heard what he said. President Nasser wanted him to teach the whole country of Egypt. You heard what the messenger said. You wanted it. And as I say to my followers, we are not fasting in December.
Go ahead.
Well, what? We're not. But we call it a fast. I know we call it a fast. Some of us still say Happy Ramadan. But we're not, the messenger said, we are not fasting in the month of December. Excuse me, we are not fasting in December. We are just abstaining from taking part with false worship. That's it. We abstain from eating meat throughout the month. The Orthodox Muslims don't abstain from eating meat.
That's right.
We don't eat any land meats during our fast,
Come on.
which just ended,
Come on.
which is no big deal for some of us, because some of us don't eat near one land meat. Ningun land meat. 9 land meat. We don't eat no land meat. I don't. Maybe a little bit of fish that weigh from half a pound to 10 pounds. Maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Maybe I eat a little bit of fish. Master said it's from a different atmosphere.
Peace.
So it's good for us. We abstain from eating meat throughout the month of Ramadan. Hyphen, the month of December. We abstain from eating meat throughout the month of Ramadan. Hyphen, the month of December. Not the 9th lunar month in the Arabic calendar called Ramadan, before Shaban, or excuse me, after Shaban and before Shawwal. When the Orthodox finish the fast of Ramadan, Ramadan is over, then the next month starts, which is called Shawwal. Then they have Eid el-Fitr,
Peace.
the feast after the fast. Then they really eat like a bunch of savages. You want to see some fat Muslims, go to Eid el-Fitr. They was all, how do you get fat during Ramadan? Because you eating all night long, from sundown until sun up. The followers of the messenger, we eat once a day anyway. This is how we eat all year. This is how you're supposed to eat all year.
Peace.
So it ain't no biggie for us
Right.
who are following how to eat to live. For y'all big fat Muslims, y'all big fat student ministers, y'all big soft teddy bear looking, Pillsbury Doughboy looking ministers, all soft and puffy, look like you holding water. You niggas need to take some Midol. Carrying all that weight. Looking like a damn Christian. You lost your Muslim shine. You lost your militant disposition. You hardly see a fat soldier. Except for now, with America going down, they got all kind of fatties in the military now. When I was in the military, everybody was sharp, especially the Marines. You saw them when they had the military parade during Donald Trump's first term, and they was marching in Washington. They was all.
I didn't see that.
It was all right. You didn't see that? It was all, when they had the military parade on June 14th of his flag day, which is his birthday.
I heard about it. I didn't see
It was all marching out of step, out of shape. Even Trump was embarrassed. Said, "We're firing all you fatties in the military." Then remember he brought all them generals in? He said, "All y'all that are fat, you're getting fired." It's embarrassing to have a fat soldier. It's embarrassing to have somebody purport to be a follower of the messenger talking about they a minister, you fat. Okay, yeah, sure. A few people do have a medical condition. All y'all niggas ain't got no damn medical condition. You just fat. You won't push away from the table. I'm fasting during the month of Ramadan. Nigga, you don't look like you lost no weight. I'm 6 after the 30th of November. I'm 6'6". I weigh 232 pounds on the 30th of November. Asked my wife, I weighed myself 2 days ago. I'm still 6'6". 220 pounds.
Go ahead.
I didn't do nothing different. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I wasn't exercising hard. Y'all be trying to clown me because I be doing high intensity aerobic Zumba. Y'all try to clown me for that. I'm in better shape than y'all is. So I didn't do any Zumba or hit the weight room the whole month of December because I had this cough that I was dealing with and I hurt my ankle real bad. So I couldn't exercise. Yet I still lost over 12 pounds. Because I wasn't eating nothing in between.
Go ahead.
And if you're really, now I can't find this for the messenger in How to Eat to Live, but if you're really doing the fast real, you're not eating like a king, dining on filet mignon and ribeye.
Simple meal.
You eat a very simple meal.
Yes, sir.
The most simple meal for the Muslim is the navy bean soup.
Go ahead.
So me and my wife have been eating a lot of navy bean soup
Go ahead.
and a lot of lentil soup.
Yes, sir.
Soup is a good way to lose weight because it's mostly water, so it fills you up, so you're not hungry. But it fills you up so you don't have as many calories. So I lost weight even doing all that.
Go ahead.
The hell you niggas doing being fat? You talking about you fasting. The hell you are. You're a liar. So here the messenger redefines the month of Ramadan. It's the month of December. Abstain from food from the rising of the sun until the sun sets. The chapter ends. This is not fasting. A fast is from 2 to 3 days or more without food. That is a fast. That will prolong your life if you can go to every 2 days. If you're on one meal a day and you're still gaining weight, like me, I'm slowly still gaining weight. I'm not getting fat. But I can tell. Now, don't clown me. I said this uniform was 25 years old. I lied. In the brim of my hat, it says February of 03. So it's about 23 years old. This suit is 23 years old.
Yes, sir.
It's the same one.
Go ahead.
I ain't had it altered.
See.
I ain't had it taken out. My waist is still basically the same size. Maybe a little bit bigger. But I'm hard-headed. I'm not going to every other day yet, as I should, because your metabolism changes.
Yes, sir.
With the help of Allah, maybe I'll go to every other day in 2026. All Muslims who respect fasting take the fast of Ramadan. See, the messenger said it. Yeah, but back here he said the month of December, Ramadan, the month of December. And in here in the chapter 15, he says, we're not taking the month of Ramadan as prescribed in the Holy Quran. We take the Christians' 12th month instead of the 9th month to get you away from worshiping Jesus. Later on page 56, the messenger says, Ramadan, the Holy Quran teaches us, is the month that the Holy Quran was revealed to Muhammad. And they worship the month by abstaining from eating and drinking during the daytime from sunup to sundown, or before the sun rises until after the sun sets in the western skies. Then after dark, we can eat, drink, until the sun rises again the next day. We who? The ones who fast that way in the east. Why is he saying we there? Because they're part of the original nation.
Oh,
So they are we.
teach.
These are articles written in a newspaper, compiled later into a book. Then after dark, we can eat and drink until the sun rises again the next day. The significance of this Arabic, again, he said Arab way of fasting in chapter 4. Now he says this is the Arabic way of fasting in Ramadan. What's the significance of it, brothers? The messenger tells us. It is that the spiritual darkness of Yaqub's made man, the white race,
Yes, sir.
eating and drinking, sport and play were the order of the white world. Until, it was the order of the white world until when? Until the daybreak of truth, coming in the first of the 7,000th year. After the 6,000 years, that's the 6 white stripes, 7,000 years is the 7 red stripes, of spiritual darkness and evil of the white man's world. So the fast that the Orthodox, no, not the Orthodox, the fast that the Arabs take, the Arabic way of fasting, is to worship the spiritual darkness of Yaqub's made man, the white race. Their object is different
Go ahead.
from the meaningful fast that we, the Muslims, take.
Teach.
We are fasting as a sign of the end of fasting. They are fasting, worshiping spiritual darkness, sport and play, murder and death, murder and destruction of the original man. It's the Arabic way of fasting. Why? Because the Arabic scientists who run Mecca are the followers of Yaqub. White Muslims rule in Mecca, so we are taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. White scientists rule there.
Teach.
Did the messenger say that? How did white scientists get into power? Because when we drove the new devils out of Mecca, some of them hid. Some of our people hid them. And they hid back because they were causing trouble amongst the righteous. So they stopped their direct troublemaking when we rounded them up. But we couldn't find all of them. So they stepped to the background, started blending in, and came up with strategies to rise up in power other than exposing who they really were. They celebrated the Arabic fasting. The significance is the spiritual darkness of Yaqub's made man. Sport and play is the order of the day during the period of darkness until the daybreak of truth. That's why during the day they can't eat. They can't party. They can't do their thing. Can't do it under the light of the sun. The sun is a truth giver. The sun is a falsehood dispeller. The sun exposes your evil. But under the cover of night, in the darkness, grimy niggas, criminals, be breaking in cars, breaking in homes. And the real criminals, the white people who rose in power in Islam and Mecca, then they can really do their evil. Sport and play, eat all night, drink all night, party like you just don't care till the sun comes up. Then you gotta stop. But they can do it all night long because they're celebrating spiritual darkness until the daybreak of truth. Symbolically, when the God come in the early days of the 7,000th year, then he bust up all that sport and play, all that they did in the dark. He shined the light of truth on them. Not the sunlight, but his dividing truth that he put in the mouth of his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We are living now in that bright spiritual world of Allah, the great Mahdi, to whom praise is due forever. And we are not the children of darkness, but the children of light and truth. Actually, divinely, there is no set fast for the children of light, and their fasting ceases. But until we accomplish our work of perfection of self and separation of us from the spiritual darkness of Yaqub's made man, we're trying to separate ourselves from spiritual darkness. The Arab are fasting to celebrate the spiritual darkness, but you niggas want to take part in the fast with them because that's their object. We're trying to celebrate from the spiritual darkness. Arabs are celebrating it. You dummies want to fast with the Arabs. Would Messenger Muhammad tell you what both fasts mean? Now listen to this closely. There is no such thing that we should worship any white people's holiday. See, this line proves that my analysis is correct. What holidays has the messenger denoted in the previous two chapters? Christmas is one. That's a white people holiday. Thanksgiving is another. It's another white people holiday. We don't celebrate none of them. What's another white people holiday that the messenger mentioned in these two chapters? The Arabic fast of Ramadan. We don't celebrate and worship no white people's holidays. All that they worship are their days and not the slaves, the black people's days. Oh, you got to read what the messenger taught real close today.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So you don't get fooled. No white people's holidays. Not Christmas, not Easter, not Thanksgiving, not Halloween. The Arabs, the Muslims in the East, they following and worshiping all them holidays. Valentine's Day, all of them. And another white people's holiday is the Orthodox fast of Ramadan. Sport and play, the order of the day for Yaqub's people, the white race.
Yes, sir.
Tell me I'm lying. I told you I'll take you apart with the teachers of the messenger. I'll slice you and dice you with the teachers of the messenger. Not a damn thing you can do about it.
Go ahead.
I don't give a damn what the traitor skunk Wallace said and his international representative said. Don't give a damn. I only care what the messenger said.
Go ahead.
There is not one day that we should worship. The past Thanksgiving that you were celebrating, what do you have to thank God for the last Thursday? Black man should not take place in any white people's holiday, not even Sunday. These are not our days. These are not our days. Please remember this. And chapter 15 ends with 2 paragraphs. I'm going to read the second to last paragraph. But before I read it, in what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe, in the Muslim program, who are the Muslims? In what the Muslims want, who are the Muslims?
Followers of the message.
In what the Muslims believe, who are the Muslims?
Followers of the message.
You sure it's not the Arabs? You sure it's not the Orthodox Muslims?
Sure.
You sure it's not the Sudanese? You sure it's not the Mauritanians? It's not the Egyptians? How about the Moroccans? How about the UAE, the United Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, which used to be called Abu Dhabi? How about that? Bashar said he met some of the messenger was talking to some people from Abu Dhabi, and the messenger told him they were emissaries from Abu Dhabi. Bashar said he had never heard of Abu Dhabi back then. He was a well-read man and had never heard of Abu Dhabi. So How Need to Live was compiled how? First compiled in a book? Articles in lost found Negro American newspapers. So the audience of those articles was who? The messenger's followers?
Negro.
Lost found Negroes who he was trying to get out of worship in the month of December. He didn't have to fight with his followers to get them to stop Christmas. He didn't have to write articles to his followers to get them to stop following Christmas. Think, dummy! The Muslims. Me and my followers. Who? The Muslims. Elijah Muhammad and his followers. Who that is? The Muslims. Let me read the paragraph before last, number 15. 15. See, if I was spooky like y'all, I'd be making, 15 chapter of How Need to Live means temple number 15 is eating the right spiritual food. You understand what I'm saying? If I was crazy like y'all. The Muslims, as I aforesaid, who? So what's the subject of this paragraph? And I think I've beaten the dead horse on who the Muslims are. The Muslims, as I aforesaid, do not eat nor drink from before sunrise until after the sun has set. If you take it with them, if you, who's the messenger writing this article to?
The Negro.
You take it. What is it? Of, and the month of that is now the month of December. It's right in How Need to Live. If you take it with them, think, what's the subject of this paragraph? Starts off, the Muslims, as I foresaid. So who is them? The Muslims. Who are the Muslims? I'm losing my voice. Sound like Peter Brady. What you know about that, Brother Jerome? What you know about Peter Brady's voice cracking? If you take it with them, who is them? My followers, Elijah Muhammad is saying. The subject of this paragraph, the Muslims. You dummies think the Muslims are the Arabs and Orthodox Muslims in the East. He's telling the lost found that if you take the fast of Ramadan in December with my followers, the Muslims, them, then you are doing a good thing. Why? Because you're removing yourself from false worship. Then you are doing the right thing. Sorry, not a good thing. You're doing the right thing until this evil world has vanished. Now, after that thorough dissection of just 2 chapters of how to eat to live, I know there's some of you jackasses out there who are going to try and say it's okay to fast in the month of Ramadan. I know you're going to still say it. And I'm going to say, whatever the hell you niggas are doing in Ramadan with the Arabs in the Orthodox world, really the Arabs, the Arabic way of fasting, we are still doing better than that when you're doing your fast.